What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy. It's your boy Next Gen 720, and I'm back with another green. I find it so fucking funny. Um, this right here, listen, and like I'm listen now, and it's crazy. Maybe now this is coming from a lead Sony developer that you guys have grasped what I've been saying for the last 2.5 months. You know what I mean? If you love your hobby, which is console gaming, support your hobby. You know, check it out. He's only like now. Just listen, I'm gonna read you some things. Now these are not my words, even though I've been saying this shit for the last 2.5 months. You know what I mean? Wondering why Steam are able to get these sales and Valve was able to do these these deals with these developers. So we can Valve or Steam can give you these cheap games because the developers are getting their money. They don't deal with used game sales. They don't do with trading games on PC. And that's why Steam Valve and shit. Steam is up 200% because they don't deal with like used games, swapping games. You buy your game and the developers they just do. That's why they're able to offer such sales and deals. But check this shit out right here. Don't take it from me. This is from, check it out. PS4 dev thrashes Gamestop business model. Developers Ready at Dawn may be best known for the exceptional God of War games on PSP, but it's the studio upcoming foray in the next-gen space that has PlayStation gamers excited. The Order 1886, a third-person action game exclusive to the PlayStation 4, currently under development at its small Southern California development house. It says, on the heels of games announcement at E3's, the guy named is Wu Weston Raya. I'm gonna just call him Wu. I can't pronounce that last name. I'm sorry for fucking it up, sir. If you see this video, I do apologize. Founder of Ready at Dog gave a fascinating interview at Game Industry International, in which he lambasted GameStop business model, in particular pertaining to the sale of used games. Check this shit out. So I think it's a problem. I think the problem is right now that there are retail outlets that are really taking everybody for a ride. He said you can't make a living at the expense of everybody else. Rue has said noted that both consumers and developers are getting the short end of the stick because of repercussions of the used games market. Check this shit out right here. I'm gonna speed it up. I walked into GameStop and asked for a new copy of a game without telling me. The store clerk tried to slip me a used copy and wanted to sell it to me for $5 less. He let her explain. I flipped out in front of the guy. I was like, dude, wrong guy, you're doing these two. Wrong guy. The developers are out here who are making games for years, and some of them will go down purely because their revenue stream is basically flawed, creating this place where developers don't see it, even a little part of the profit. Our solution is simple. I don't think we should stop used games, but we should do something about getting a part of the revenue back from GameStop and places like that. That's not penalizing the customers. They still will, get what they want. For more, check basically what I'm saying. Well, Microsoft had that business model, for the hard DRM thing, What I do blame Microsoft for is they should have explained it better and maybe left both business models in place and gave the people a benefits, of going DRM, giving them games. Well, that's what they said Microsoft goes to make their service more like Steam. You're able to get cheaper games, X, Y, and Z. Microsoft said you couldn't trade your game in. Is that when you traded your game in, the developers, check it out, the developers will get a piece, GameStop will get a piece, and the rest, will go back to what's it called, What's nothing wrong with that, But you guys, for whatever reasons, now here is a PlayStation 4 developer is saying the same goddamn thing. Prime example, Saturday, shout out to my man Thug Love. I'll leave a link in this channel down below. You guys can check him out. It's my brother right there. And he was telling me, say, yo, GameStop got a special. They give you additional 50% off the games you trade in. You guys know I don't trade games. I said just for shits and giggles. I took a stack of games. I took about 20 or 30 games. Now what I do have, I have a lot of fucking controllers. I got literally bullshit out about not anymore. I have about 13 Xbox 360 controllers and about 9 PlayStation 3 controllers. The white ones, the red ones, the blue ones. Like I just like controllers. Me and my wife had a big argument about that shit one day. Long story, because she found a bag of controllers. Well, no, in a bag with like 2-3 controllers inside a bag, in a GameStop bag, and I forgot I bought it. And when I forgot we bought it, I bought it. So now I bought it, and it had was on the dresser, had fell behind the dresser. And one day she was doing a spring cleaning. Like, you miss anything? I was like, nah. And like, look, see, that's the problem. You spend too much. Like, I spend a lot of goddamn money on video games, but this is my hobby. Shut the fuck up, bitch. She's in the cartoon. I don't tell her not how many DVD box sets to buy, but that's another story in its entirety. But anyway, I take, and GameStop, what I did get rid of some of those controllers I had. I got about $300 that I have on a card. I have on a card, that, I use for whatever. They gave me $25 for my PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 controllers. But make a long story short, I'm sorry, get back to what I'm saying. So I had a stack of games, and I went to give the GameStop employee, and I'm taping this guy, but my shit died. Like I got the worst fucking luck, you know what I mean? And I don't want anybody to lose their job anyway. But it's funny because some games he wanted to give me 80 cent for, 47 cent. What the fuck is 47? And that's with 50%. That's with getting an additional 50%. I was asking how much you gonna try and sell these games for? $15. I think it was for Forza 3. He wanted to give me like $1.30 or some shit like that. You gonna try and sell it for $20? And this is like I'm talking about with GameStop with the bullshit. You know what I mean? What honestly, without the customer, any backlash, what GameStop need to do, and Microsoft and Sony need to really boycott these motherfuckers, really, though, is because, you know what I mean, make it a way that if they're going to do the rent to use game thing, is that send $2 or $3 back to the goddamn developers. You know what I mean? I'm just being real, you know what I mean? Because think about how many fucking video game companies that went on, developers, publishers went out of business this year. We lost, THQ gone, Atari's gone, Atlas is folding up, Nintendo's trying to buy them. Give me another one. The jokers that did L.A. Noire, Rockstar published it, but I think it was Bungie or how you pronounce the name. That's the people that actually made the game, and Rockstar, they published the game for them. That's and they're fucking fucked up financially. They're making a game right now called The Horde of Orient that may not get finished because the company's fucked up financially. You know what I mean? Give me another company. The company that made, and it's a governor that owns this video game company in Connecticut. The name of the game was called Allure Reckoning. It was an RPG. EA published it. I forgot the name of the company, but it's not 343 Studios. But anyway, they went belly up. You know what I mean? And that was a good game, but these games have to sell so many pieces, before it becomes profitable. You know what I mean? They have to sell a lot more copies. It's not just selling a game. They also have marketing. You have, you know what I mean? And it's fucked up though. Something you slave for and somebody's gonna turn around and undercut your. Here's the thing. This is the problem. You know what I mean? Here it is. You have a game brand new on the shelf for $65, and GameStop is gonna sell your same copy. Someone traded in. They're gonna sell your copy for $50. You know what I mean? So now you're really competing against yourself, in which they're gonna buy the game, but you're not gonna get any of that money. You understand what I'm saying? So really, if let's say, like prime example, GameStop sold 1.3 million copies used of fucking Battlefield 3. They said that I read. You know what I mean? So basically, you're competing against yourself, in which you're not getting any of the fucking proceeds. Like I'm telling you guys, if you like your hobby, which is console gaming, support it. Fuck all that used game shit. You know what I mean? Well, his GameStop thing. They said, we did over $1 billion in used game sales. They put back into the engine, which is true. But when you trade in your used games, you're not guaranteed to buy new games. You could turn around and buy more used games, in which the developer doesn't get any of that money. You know what I mean? It's not just saying I'm so bleeding hard for the call, but what Microsoft had this thing in place, which they weren't going to get any of that. It was for the developer to protect the developers and protect us. How the fuck are you going to give me 27 cents for a fucking game and you turn around and sell it for $60? The Vita. Trade in right now. The GameStop will give you $90 for that motherfucker. I'm sorry, $85 for that motherfucker. And that's with the special with the additional 50%. They would give you something like $85. And they sell used Vitas for fucking $200. Like that is crazy. They're making over 100% profit. I'm not trying to dig in anyone's pocket, but GameStop with I said, one of the most real shit. I'm fucking disgusted, and it's a real. I'm this generation. After I pick up my pre-order from GameStop, that's one thing I probably still will always do. I will probably always still buy my system from GameStop or whatever the case may be. On that note, I think they're a little better than Best Buy because you pre-order. They promised I pre-ordered the game at Best Buy. Left the $5, got the coupon, and when I get there, the shit was so loud. Like they don't even put your name on anything. They just put a whole bunch of games behind the counter, and somebody sold my copy That's why I don't, pre-order anything like that at Best Buy. I do a lot of business with Best Buy. I buy all my Macs, my computers, TV. But far as video games, they to me they have that right there is missing. They need to do better with that. On that, send you a text or email your game is in or something like that. I'm sorry, but getting back to what I was saying. This generation, like I said, I'm going to boycott GameStop. Will it do anything? No, but I'm going to buy the majority of my games. Either want to get them from, going to buy them digitally, which I probably do. Going to buy them motherfuckers digitally. You know what I mean? Which I think Microsoft and Sony should knock that price down. If you're going to buy games digitally, you know what I mean? Instead of charging $60 for them, charge $50 for them. Because they don't have to sit on the stores. They don't have to, pay for shipping and all that other shit. That's what it should be $60 or something. It should be cheaper. It shouldn't cost the same amount of money as inside the store. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's just my opinion. I don't like GameStop. It's fucked up. I'm not trying to want anybody to lose their job or anything, but they need to do better. They really don't care about the customer. They don't, man. Now you can turn around and give me 27 cents for a game and turn around and sell it for $15 to $20. That's why I don't trade. That's why I'm some real shit. I don't do, like, come on, like, god damn. Before you fuck me, at least take me out on a date, give me a goddamn meal or something. Like, that's just crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna leave a link in this article. You guys can, read it if you like. But and this is coming from, maybe you Sony, like I said, you Sony ponies. I just, like, I think that's fucked up, man. But anyway, I'm about to. Oh, also too, I got some good PlayStation news, which I'm excited for. And it's better than the Xbox. You guys said I don't, as far as the recording of gameplay, the PlayStation 4, if I'm not mistaken, where the Xbox will only let you tape like 5 to 7 minutes. The PlayStation 4 was going to allow you to tape in everything between 14 and 15 minutes of gameplay. You know what I mean? But with on that note, with what the Xbox can do. I don't know. They don't know anything about the PlayStation, but Microsoft's gonna give you software editing tools. You better, clip and clop your, that. I don't know if Sony's doing that, but if they are, kudos to them. But that is better for Sony. They got one up on Microsoft, 15 minutes. But what Microsoft also has, they have the Twitch. I don't think Sony has UStream. So I don't, I wish Sony would get Twitch also. It's gonna be big for us here on gaming. I'm really about to, I'm gonna coin. I guess because it is a market for this, me playing the games, and people like to enjoy that. You guys can watch me play whatever the hell pop shit. I'm silly as hell. But anyway, I'm about to wrap this video up, man. And I like to praise this fucking PlayStation 4 developer, man. I take my hat off to him. Like, no one's opening their mouth, besides when Cliffy B said this, I think looked at Cliffy B like he was a goddamn maniac. Now, here's somebody that's still in it, but Cliffy B's in the industry too, but here's saying the same goddamn thing. Like, that business model is fucked up, man. Maybe you guys would take heed right now. You said that Cliffy B's a Sony pony. There was a Microsoft bottle. Takes that Microsoft card. Now you have a Sony guy saying the same goddamn thing that I've been saying. But you guys accuse me of being like, I don't understand it with you guys. Maybe some of you motherfuckers just, it's just common sense, man. Support your hobby, I'm not saying that you can't, I'm not saying that trade game law, which is cool in your friend game. I'm not saying that. But that's fucked up how GameStop don't give the developers back any of that money. And Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo, because they losing money, they need to, tell GameStop, and all three, or 2 or 3 of them put their foot down and be like, yo, motherfucker, like, you're going to have to start giving something back, hopefully GameStop will change their shit. But anyway, I'm wrapping this video, but it went on for 13 minutes, man. Also, I'm doing another podcast today. If you guys want to be part of my podcast, add me on Skype right now, Zaire720. I'm going to do it in about 30 minutes. I'm doing this right live as we speak, so it's 3 o'clock now, about 3:30. Reach out to me right now on Skype, Zaire720. And as I always say, bang, bang. Ah, damn, dog! These motherfuckers trying to give me 27 cents.